Hello, this is Ron Climer from Ormond Beach, Florida. I'm a real estate broker with Keller Williams Realty here in Daytona, and I want to talk to you folks that are selling your house yourself about your personal safety. And if you're selling your house on your own, please put personal safety at the top of your list. Because if you stop and think about it, under what circumstances do you usually let strangers into your house? And the truth is, there's not many circumstances. You might have an electrician or a plumber or people like that come in to do work, but you generally know who these people are. But when you have your house for sale by owner, you're in a dangerous situation and you need to be aware of that. Now, by the way, in real estate today, and I've been selling real estate for 30 years. I've been selling real estate forever. And when I started in real estate 30 years ago, nobody gave much thought about personal safety. But today, it's in the license class that they have a little half a chapter about personal safety and tell you to do things. But what I want you to do is just pay attention. Now, one of the first ways I want you to pay attention, when you show your house to somebody, you show your house by appointment only. Somebody comes knocking on your door and wants to look at it right this minute. I'm sorry, it's just not ready right now. And that's probably a good idea anyway, but it's definitely a good idea for safety's sake. Also, make sure that both you and your spouse are at home. You need to do that. Now, you know, one of the things I said that in real estate, we have safety classes we go to. And one of the things that we do at our office, and I think this is a common practice throughout America, is when we go out with a customer in the car, the secretary has taken their ID and made a copy of it, their driver's license. And every once in a blue moon, we'll have somebody that objects to that. And quite frankly, we just don't go out with them. We don't know what the problem is, but it ain't going to be our problem. And I would suggest to you, at least ask people to see their ID when they show up. I don't think that's asking too much. If I was out looking at your $500,000 house, I would happily show you my driver's license. I wouldn't object to doing that. Now, the second thing I want you to pay attention to is secure your valuables. Now, I've looked at hundreds, thousands of for sale by owner houses in my life. I've walked through just literally, probably 2,000 or 3,000. And many times I've seen gold jewelry laying out on the dresser, pistols laying on the nightstand, something that anybody could easily pick up, slip in their pocket, and you just don't want to do that. So secure all your valuables. Now, by the way, valuables, guns and jewelry, that's pretty obvious, but also today there's other kind of valuables. For instance, your medicine in your medicine cabinet, put that somewhere else. And keys. You ever see people that have these utility room key things? They got the keys to the Harley Davidson, the keys to the boat, the keys to everything hanging there on the shelf. Get rid of those, because somebody could steal a set of those keys and that could be a problem for you. And also your bills. You got your MasterCard bill, your American Express bill laying around. They don't even have to steal it. They just take a picture of it. Next thing, they've stolen your identity. So you got to pay attention to this stuff. You got to pay attention to this stuff. As I said, we have realtor safety classes. One of the things they tell the ladies is don't take your purse into a house and set it down somewhere. Well, that makes sense when somebody tells you. But the same thing, you at home, ladies, you probably have a place where you normally put your purse. Well, put it somewhere else, maybe in a locked drawer or something like that when you're showing the house. Realtors, when they show houses, they teach them at the safety classes that one of the first things you should do is walk into a house and go unlock every door in the house. And then when you leave, you go relock those doors. And that way you don't forget to lock the house when you leave. And that's certainly a good idea. Now, the reason you want to unlock all the doors, Mr. Realtor, is in case you need to make a quick exit. And same thing with Mr. For Sale by Owner. So also, after your potential customers leave, I want you to check and make sure that everything is locked, your windows and your doors. because a lot of times people with bad intentions will unlock one of your windows, come back later, burglarize your home. And incidentally, it's a strange thing, but all of these personal safety issues, they're not for 9 out of 10 people. They're for that 1 out of 10 person that's a bad person. But check that out. And the next thing I want to tell you, and this is so, so important. And incidentally, I was in the real estate school business for many, many years, and I've taught a lot of these personal safety classes and heard stories from realtors that had been in the business for several years. And one of the things that is a common denominator all the time is, Ron, I had this creepy feeling. Well, if you get that creepy feeling, trust it. Don't question it. You get that creepy feeling, you get to safety, you do whatever you got to do to, if you run off a good customer, it ain't the end of the world. If you get that creepy feeling is right. There's a reason you got that creepy feeling. I had an agent tell me a story about sitting at an open house, and this guy walked in the front door, and she got this creepy feeling. Well, she walked into the garage, hit the little button, walked out to her car, locked herself in her car, and called 911. Turned out that the person that had walked in the door had an open warrant for his arrest in another state. And that creepy, that old cliche, you never know, that creepy feeling knows. Trust it. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is, for Mr. Realtor, we have open houses. It's a great source of prospects for open houses. I've sold many a house from open houses. However, rarely, in fact, in my case, never in 30 years have I had somebody walk into my open house and buy that house. It happens sometimes, but it's not a common thing. And because that's true, you don't need to be doing open houses. If it's just not a good thing to do, you've got 2 or 3 couples walking through your house at the same time, it's just not worth finding a prospect to have an open house. You show your house by appointment only, and that is definitely the best way. So I want you to be keenly aware of your personal safety. Be conscious that most of the people there are there to buy your house, but there may be somebody there with evil intentions, and if there is, I don't want you to be a victim. By the way, as I said, I've been selling real estate forever. If you got any questions about real estate, just call me. My phone number is 828-755-6996. 828-755-6996. Call me, ask me a question. In fact, you probably might wonder, where do you get these themes for your videos? From the questions that people ask me. So if I can help you in any way, be safe, be safe, be safe.